What's up, everybody? Welcome back to This or Therapy. This is a show where I talk about whatever the heck I want to because I'm the host. Speaking of which, I'm your host, Chris Mack, and I want to talk to you today about the protests. So I don't know if any of you know, but there is a protest going on in the entertainment business between writers, actors, and whatnot. And the protest is about getting more pay for residuals, more or less in the streaming variety. And as an actor, I am an actor myself. I'm not out there, protesting because I got bills to pay. No offense to them. I didn't work in the business good enough to have a savings to where I could be out there protesting. Had a few jobs, but not many as I liked. And I support it wholeheartedly, obviously, because it's going to benefit everyone else in the future because, there are people out there who are on major TV shows and still can't make their rent, or they still can't, have like a life worth living because, they get paid one lump sum and then it's no kind of residuals come from that. And residuals are what actors kind of live off of after they do the project. And a lot of people think that these actors are making, millions of dollars driving Ferraris and things of that nature, but that's just not the case. Most times, if you work on a TV show, you get paid one lump sum and then that's kind of it. And then if you do get residuals, it's like 25 cents. And even major actors. Now, there are some major actors that are out there on the protests that you've seen in big time movies that made millions of dollars and probably don't need to be out there, but it's good to see them out there supporting because it starts with them. But what we really need to see out there is producers, directors, things of that nature. Like James Cameron needs to be out there protesting because that's somebody who can actually make moves to these executives in these big studio CEOs, because when somebody like a James Cameron comes to complain, that's when they'll see, okay, that maybe it's time to, negotiate instead of holding all this money. Like, there's no reason a CEO of a studio should be making $200 million a year, and the writer who made the products that got them to that kind of salary are making peanuts, So that's my take on it so far. However, I do have a little bit of an adverse take on it. I don't feel like the protest is being done right by people, especially more likely by the actors. The writers out there doing their thing, but I also see it in the writers as well. There's too much smiling and selfie taking for a protest. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that you have to be out there and look miserable the entire time, but people are it's definitely different between like the George Floyd protest and then this protest, right? When the George Floyd protest was up, you saw people, they were angry, they were upset. There were people, on megaphones and things of that nature making speeches. It wasn't smiling, taking selfies, networking, rubbing elbows. And that's what this protest is looking like. I'm seeing a lot of friends who are actors. I'm not going to name anybody because I ain't that person. But I see a lot of friends and stuff that are actors and writers, and their posts about the protest, it's just a little too smiley and gimmicky. It's too, hey, I met this celebrity, hey, I met that celebrity, oh, me and my buddy, we're supporting, saying, there's people coming out with like specialty signs trying to show their creativity and build little robots that are making fun of AI and all this other stuff. It's like, that's cool, but also that ain't what you should be doing out there, right? Because here's why I'm saying this. If I am a CEO of a major studio and I'm making $100 million a year, I'm already out of touch, right? Because the last time $50 meant anything to me was probably 20 years ago, right? $50 to you is like 50 grand to me. Here, take it, no big deal. I'll get it back in a month. You know what I mean? Like, that's, to them, it's different. So when you're out there cheesing and smiling, if these people who are already disconnected from the human experience of you, making pennies to the dollar of what they make, you know what I mean? They're just going to see these freaking pictures and think, oh, they're fine. They're smiling, they're having a good time. This is a network, this is a big party for them. We're just gonna wait it out. What do we need to negotiate higher prices for? They are obviously happy. starving people aren't smiling, right? You see the people, starving kids in Africa. You don't see them smiling with the host of the commercial. You don't see them like, hey, send us some money, need a little food, right? They look unhappy, especially too because right now in Los Angeles, it's in the mid to high 90s. Now I know in some areas of the U.S. that ain't shit, but you know what I mean. Like, I know that's not a big deal. Some of that's like not hot to y'all, but here that's hot. Okay, so you're out in the hot heat, walking around, protesting, yelling around other hot bodies, and you're still got enough energy to smile. It's just not a good look for somebody who's disconnected. You know what I mean? Like, that's like trying to tell a African warlord that's tearing through villages that these people are miserable. Yet when he comes to the village to slaughter them, they start cheering for him. Like, hey, thank you. Thanks for coming to slaughter. Do you see what I mean? Okay, I know that's an extreme way of looking at it, but that's how it is. If you look at it as a $200 million motherfucker, you know what I'm saying, making that kind of money, looking down at you. That's how they're going to see that when they look at the news and stuff like that. And they're just going to wait it out because obviously you're not, that miserable. And even if the negotiations start, everybody has to be on the same page because this has already happened 2 years ago with SAG. So, where is the line going to be drawn? We don't know. But I'm hoping that negotiations start soon because as an actor who's not working, I would love to get back to work because that's, I stuck everything I had into this career. You know what I mean? Like there was no plan B. It was this or nothing. So, I'm hoping that this does get figured out at some point because, I'm not trying to go back into the regular workforce. The resume has some blank spots in it because it's been a while since your boy been working a regular job, So, yeah, I hope that people understand that, try to change the look of it, you know what I mean? Because things changed with the George Floyd protest because there was anger, there was rage, there was actual revolution. This ain't really, not looking like revolution. It's looking like a party. And that's not the look that you need to be presented if you're trying to protest and get your money up. But again, I hope that it changes. Let me know what your take is on it. If you live in Los Angeles, let me know. If you don't, you probably don't know what the hell you're talking about. No offense. But you can comment anyway. Anyway, that's it for today's episode. Like, comment, subscribe. Deuces.